Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday, and welcome to Positive Talk with Kari. This is a time when you can just sit back, relax, and listen to some messages, some daily messages that I have in regards to positive mindset, positive words, and just really positive subjects. The other thing that this does is it gives you an opportunity to relax a little bit with your morning beverage and just be able to talk with me. Be sure to leave your comments, be sure to leave questions that you have along the side so that I can interact with you. And then afterwards, if there's anything that you are seeking in regards to talking further about any of these topics or subjects, or you're dealing with something that is a little bit of a struggle in your life, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to schedule some time to talk with you, to listen to you. We can either do it on a FaceTime, we can do it on just phone, or we can do it on a Zoom call. I think that it's important to have someone to talk to, someone that is looking outside in to be able to help to give you a different perspective, but also just to have someone to listen. And that's what I'm here for. I am a life coach. I am here to help others through some of the challenges and struggles in their life, and to be able to see that there is a way to move on in a positive way and to be able to work through some of these challenges. So as I get started this morning, one of the things that I do as a routine every morning is I wake up, of course, but I think of 3 things that I'm thankful for. This helps me to be able to change my mindset right away into more of a positive, fun, joyful mindset. It prepares me for my day. Also, what it does is it helps me to be able to have 3 things to focus on throughout the day to keep me in that positive mindset, to keep me being able to think of things that are joyful and happy, but also help me when I have those mindset slips, or I start to get frustrated or just down on myself for the day. I have some positive things to look back to. The other thing that I do is before I go to sleep, I think of 3 things that I'm thankful for. And I try to think of something different that's based off of the day that I had. This helps me to be able to have a good night's sleep. It helps my dreams to be more pleasant. And it also helps me to be able to wake up in a positive light. So I encourage you guys to do this. It is a really great routine to get into. It's fun also to be able to think and reflect on things that you are thankful for, that you are grateful for, things that bring you joy, happy. Maybe they're memories, maybe they're people, maybe they're actual things. Maybe it is something that we haven't thought of that we may have taken for granted and just figure, hey, this is something that I always do. So it's really a lot of fun to be able to think of these things. So this morning, I took some time and I thought of 3 things that I am thankful for. So the first thing I'm thankful for, I am thankful for sight. I am thankful to have the ability not only for your physical sight, but also your emotional and spiritual sight. There's a lot of things in life that we are taught or that we learn that are kind of ingrained in us. But over a period of time, we become adults, we become independent, we start to think on our own, and we're able to take those things that we learn as a child and really determine if these are things that we want to continue doing moving forward. And it kind of opens up our minds, opens up our sight to be able to really understand our world. So in doing that, sight has been a big part of my self-awareness, my self-awakening this year, and just really looking at who I am as a person and who I want to be going forward. I have a faith in God, and I do believe that there is a God, there's a heaven and a hell. I do believe that. And in doing that, or in having that faith and in looking at my sight, I'm able to really put the 2 together. and really understand that there's so much in this world that we need to be thankful for, and we should be thankful for. So one of them is having the ability to be able to wake up every morning. I think that's a huge thing to be thankful for. Being able to breathe, being able to see, being able to speak, being able to eat, being able to smell, being able to hear. All of these things, we tend to get so busy in our day and our life that we forget that we have these capabilities. We have these things that we can do. Not everybody can do it. Not everyone has the capability of doing it. They may have lost it through a tragic accident or some type of, maybe they had some illness that caused this sense to go away. And that's another reason why I believe that we should be thankful that we have this and that we're able to do this. So the ability of sight, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, is something that I'm thankful for this morning. The second thing I'm thankful for is I'm thankful for different cultures. I'm a foodie. I admit it. I finally admit it. I love food, and I love to experience different types of food. So being able to go and experience a Thai cuisine, or go and experience a Korean barbecue, or go and experience Guatemalan food, or food from Mexico, food from Africa, food from Europe and England. And it's amazing how all these different countries, our food is very different. Even just going from America to Canada, or America to Mexico. So when we're in the United States of America, our foods, are typically barbecue, hamburgers, French fries, things like that. But a lot of our food definitely comes from a different culture, and we've created it into our own. It happens a lot in different cultures. But I found it so fascinating when I was traveling to Canada, some of the things up there. And they have lots of culture up there, which is really great. There was a Lebanese restaurant that we would go to, because the company I worked for, the owners were from Lebanon, and they knew the owners. It was great. Such good food. Oh my gosh, really amazing food. I love to experience new food. So I love to experience new cultures and understand where some of these foods come from within their culture. Some foods are sacred and they have very deep meaning to them. I love the fact that there is some purpose as to why this food is being prepared and being presented in a certain way, and then being eaten in a certain way. I think it's fascinating. So cultures I'm very thankful for, and I'm thankful that here in the United States of America we have different cultures. I think that it's amazing how many different cultures we have here. And if we just take the time to really understand each other, just think how amazing that would be, to be able to share our cultures, to be able to be accepting of others' cultures. Just because you do a certain way, or your family does things a certain way, doesn't make it the only way. Doesn't make it the only way. There are families that have different cultures, different beliefs, different backgrounds, and they have certain things that they do based on their faith, their belief, their heritage, that makes it right for them. So I think that we need to stop judging people for their cultures and learn to accept, but learn more about the cultures. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. I think it'd be great to have a festival every year celebrating every culture in the United States of America. I think that would be amazing. Instead of having, one day for the Irish, one day for Hispanics, one day for African Americans, one day for Muslims, one day. I think it would be great if we could bring all of this culture into one big festival, or maybe a couple throughout the nation, and have a culture represented with the food, with the clothing, with I don't know, whatever makes up that culture, and have tents that you get to experience and get educated on that culture. That would just be amazing, absolutely amazing. So I love different cultures. I think it's really cool. And my goal in life is to travel more to different cultures in different countries, learn more about them. I do a lot of travel with my work, but it's typically within North America. So Canada, United States, and even down to Mexico. But I would love to have the opportunity to travel more to Europe or the Norwegian countries, or traveling out to like Greece and learning more about that culture. Traveling to Iceland, I hear it's amazing and it's really cool how people live there. Going to Asia, going to Japan and seeing their culture. Going to South Korea, where my aunt lived for 30 some years, and being able to understand the cultures there in Seoul. Being able to go to Africa and learn more about that area. Go to Australia. Australia sounds like, for me, they're so much like Americans, but they're not. We had friends that, my children had friends where their parents were Australian, and in just talking with them and learning more about them, it was like, wow, it is different, but very cool to learn. Being able to go to New Zealand and learn their culture. Their culture is fascinating from what I have been reading and learning about. I would love to do that. And then just even going to within our 50 states and going to Hawaii and learning about Hawaiians and their culture and how they came to the island and what happened. It's a very fascinating heritage and history. So I've learned over the period of time that I'm a history buff, and I love learning about history. I think that it's fascinating, and I know that there's a lot that can be learned from history to prevent us from making same mistakes in the future. So I love history. So cultures, I'm very thankful for. And then last thing I'm thankful for are animals. I'm thankful for animals because they're just so amazing. They really are. They have their own culture that they brought to this world. And I'm not just talking about household animals like dogs and cats and maybe even a bird, but I'm talking about all creatures great and small in this world. They're fascinating. Even the ones that creep me out. They're pretty fascinating when you think about it. So I'm thankful for sight. I'm thankful for cultures, and I'm thankful for animals. What are you thankful for this morning? What brings you joy, and what is something that you are grateful for or thankful for in your life? Please share. All right, so today I want to go into our daily message. It's called aligning actions and words. But before I go into that, I want to just briefly do a recap on words or energy. One of the things that came up yesterday in my talk about positive words and how they affect us is the energy of words. So each word we speak has a life of its own, a vibration-like signature that creates waves in this world. And it's visualize that. So as you speak, each word is creating a wave in this world and like a vibration. When we speak or write, we use the vehicles of words to carry our meaning, as well as energy, from ourselves to one another or to a group of people. It's a way that we communicate, yes, but it's a way of expressing our feelings, our thoughts, our ideas. It's words help us to express our meanings and what we mean to say. We may be speaking to a child, to our boss, or to an audience of 500. We may be writing a love letter, a work-related memo, or an entry in our diary or journal. Whatever the case, each word we speak or write has a life of its own. I like to think that it does. Each word has its own vibration, its own energy, and its own meaning. It's a vibration signature that creates waves in the same way like a note of music creates waves. And like musical notes, our words live in communities of other words and change relation to words that surround them. When we use our words to create sentences, sometimes the meaning of a word can change based on the surrounding words that we use. We are conscious of the energy behind our words. We become capable of making, let me back up, sorry. So as I mentioned, they are like musical notes. Our words have a community of other words, and they change the relation to words that are surrounding. So when we are conscious of energy behind our words, we become capable of making beautiful music in the world. If we are unconscious of the power of words, we run the risk of creating a noisy disturbance. Some of us know this instinctively, while others come to this understanding slowly. Most of us, though, speak without thinking, at least some of the time, and we blurt out our feelings, our thoughts, without much regard to the words that we choose to express them. When we remind ourselves that our words have an impact on the world at the level of energy, we may find within ourselves the desire to be more aware of our use of language. A fun way to increase the sensitivity to the power of words and really understand the energy that our words have is to simply make a list of our favorite words and notice the energy they contain. We talked about this yesterday. And when we just say simple things like short and tall, when you say short, how do you feel? What are some of the things you think of? When you say tall, so even my facial expressions change when I say these words because of the energy of this word and what it means and what it's, the vibration that it's bringing to my conversation. So write them down or post them wherever you can see them. Or we speak them out loud. I find that it's helpful that if you write them down, post them where you can see them, and you speak them out loud. It's really understanding those words, but it's also making those words real. So what it also helps is it helps the feeling of them vibrating in our bodies and in the air around us. So it helps us to really understand those words. This is like learning to consciously play an instrument that you have been playing unconsciously for most of your lives. The effort can be startling and it can be delightful. As we grow more comfortable and confident playing the instrument of language, we will begin to compose beautiful messages, creating positive energy every time we write and speak. So that is words are energy, and that's just a little bit of a recap from yesterday and what we talked about. We gave some examples yesterday, like I said, short and tall. We talked about words like inch and mile. You know, how does those words make you feel? What kind of energy did you get from those? So really thinking about your words and being conscious of their words that you use can really help you to not only create beautiful messages, but also be able to communicate appropriately, be able to communicate your message, be able to get your point across, or be able to help people understand what you're trying to say. This all comes together. So aligning actions and words. So words carry a lot of weight. We have talked about that. But through our actions, that we bring things into being. So I'm going to say that again. Words carry a lot of weight in this world. But it is through our actions that we bring things into being. So if words carry a lot of weight in the world, from how we say them to what we say them, but it's through our actions that we bring things into being. So in thinking about that, this is what we mean when we say one another, that actions speak louder than words. You've all heard that phrase. I've heard it a lot. Actions speak louder than words. It's interesting. I've heard that in relationships a lot. Being, either being married or dating, you hear that a lot. People will sit there and say, I love you. Okay. Well, actions speak louder than words to me. I need to see it. I need to know. You can say it, but you're not showing it with your actions. So that's where aligning your actions with your words. So in many cases, what we say doesn't necessarily line up with what we're doing. And it is here that it becomes clear that it's easier to talk about doing something than it is to actually do that something. At the same time, it is easier to keep doing something that we don't necessarily acknowledge ourselves doing verbally. It's good for all of us to take a look every once in a while and make sure that there is an alignment between what we say and what we do. For example, it is easy to talk about our dreams, our goals, and things that we want to do in life. But it takes a lot more energy to take those many small steps that lead to bringing our dream, our goal, into reality. If all we ever do is talk about it, we begin to lose faith in ourselves because nothing changes on our external level. So in this way, being all talk is another phrase. Being all talk and no action is actually a form of self-sabotage. It is also useful to examine our actions to see if through them we are following through with our words. For example, and expressing concern about the environment. That's a big one, and a lot of people do it. A lot of people express concern. A lot of people post things on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter about the environment and protecting our environment. We can look to make sure that we are taking simple steps, and we can take to put that concern into action. So we can sit here and talk about it. We can sit here and post about it, how our environment, how global warming is happening, how we're destroying our earth. Okay, yeah, we are. And I'm sure that the majority of the people out there can agree. Some people are ignoring it, which is not helping at all, but some people can agree. It's great, but what are we doing about it? What are we doing about our environment? What are we doing about our earth, our world, our oceans, our animals, our forests? What are we doing to protect it? What are we doing to build it up? They talk about the ice caps that are melting. Now I believe it's melting on a daily basis, which means the oceans are rising. And the environment, Mother Nature, is going crazy. That's why we have so many hurricanes and tropical storms. I think right now I saw a weather news report that in the Gulf and off the coast of Florida, that is the typical area where a lot of the tropical storms come in and hurricanes come in and go up through North America. We have the most tropical storms and hurricanes tracked right now heading for our United States. The most that we've ever seen. The fires out on the West Coast are the most devastating that we've ever seen. And it's not due to lack of forest maintenance. It's not. It's due to the fact that we have global warming and we are doing nothing as a world, as people, as society to improve it. We talk about it, and there is a small percentage of people that are actually doing something about it. But just imagine if everyone that talked about how they want to do something, or we should do something to help global warming, just imagine if they would start out by doing some small little steps to help our global warming to slow down, help our earth, plant a tree, recycle, compost. I notice that people are starting to grow gardens in their backyard. Being able to use recycled plastic, or going away totally from plastic and not using it at all. There are several states that it is a law you cannot have plastic bags in grocery stores or in stores. You have to bring your reusable bags to your grocery store. Love that. And being from California, it was something that was grained into us. We had no choice. But you know what? I was thankful, because now I live in Texas and it's not a mandate. It's not something that's required. And I see plastic bags everywhere. It's horrible. So being able to use our reusable bags to help out is one thing. Okay, I'll get off my little high horse of our environment. So it is always helpful to observe what we talk about and who we are saying it to. And then observe what we actually do in this world. Sometimes we realize our actions haven't caught up with what we are saying. And other times we see that we might change our words in a way that will be more adequately reflective of what we do in this world. So either way, the more we align our words with our deeds, with our actions, the clearer we are in expressing our truth in this world, the more powerful we are in bringing it into reality. So align our actions with our words, or align our words with our actions. Be real with who you are. We have a lot of good going on in this world. We have a lot of good that still needs to happen. And it starts with you. It starts with you. You can do it. Absolutely, you can do it. You have the capability of making change, making a difference, making an impact. Let it be a positive impact, a positive change. You know, we can sit here and say that I'm so tired of all the negativity. I'm so tired of all the negative words. And so, you know, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Anything to be more positive. Okay. What are you doing to make things more positive in your life? Who are you surrounding yourself with to get that positive energy, the positive encouragement, that positive support, those positive words? That's a big part of it. I don't think that we realize a lot of the times the negativity is coming from our environment and what is around us. And if we are surrounding ourselves with negative things, negative people, negative thoughts, negative words, it's tough to be positive, but we can do it. We can do it. So let's take a deep breath in and out. And think of one positive thing about ourselves. One positive thing. First thing that comes to my mind is I am kind. Second thing that comes to my mind is I have a good smile. And the third thing that comes to my mind is I have big, blue, beautiful eyes. I love my eyes. I love my smile. And I love my kindness. It wasn't so hard. These are things that we need to do and we need to say to ourselves every single day. Is we need to build ourselves up. Everyone is created on this earth for a reason. Everybody has a purpose. Everyone is essential. But we need to remind ourselves of the positive things about us. So maybe throughout the day you need to take a time out and say a few kind words to you. Maybe that will help. So be kind to yourself. Love yourself. And make sure that you are aligning your words with your actions. That will also help you to be happier because you are doing what you're saying. And it will be amazing how you'll find that a lot of your goals and dreams in life will start to come true because you're actually putting action to those words. All right. Well, thank you for letting me share. I hope that this was very helpful for you and very much a reminder, or maybe even enlightening in some parts of it, and encouraging. That is my purpose, is to make sure that I'm a positive, encouraging person to you. If this or any other topic is something that you would like to talk to someone about, or just be able to have someone listen, please reach out to me. I am available on my Facebook page. I'm also available on my Instagram page. Please direct message me and I will schedule time when we can talk either on the phone or maybe we can do a FaceTime. We can do a video chat through Facebook or through Instagram, or we can even do a Zoom call, whatever's convenient. I'm here for you. I would love to help you and love to have discussions about several topics that we've talked about. So give me a call, message me, and let me know. So I'd like to move on to some of Kari's favorites. So today I'm going to talk about one of my favorites that helps me with my energy. How many of you get through like half of your day and you say it's 1, 2 o'clock, maybe even 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I have a headache coming on. Oh, I'm done. And you still have a couple more hours to go with work, or you still need to, get through that day before you can relax. Well, something that I have used that I highly recommend and has become a favorite of mine is the Arbonne Fizz Sticks. These are energy fizz sticks. They have natural ingredients in it, so nothing artificial. Not like some of the energy drinks that you see where they are high in sugar, high in carbs, high in caffeine. And it works. It may make your heart race like it's gonna pop out of your chest, but you get that peak and then you crash. And I don't know if you're like me, but I tended to feel yucky and crappy after that. So I stopped doing those energy drinks and I started doing these fizz sticks. Arbonne fizz sticks are amazing. So the one in particular that I have in my hand is the strawberry flavor. This has become my favorite, other than the watermelon, but this has become my favorite. And the great thing about it is that it's a natural energy that you are getting from this. So the caffeine is derived from green tea, which is a natural. It also has vitamin B in here, which is very important. B12 is huge for your energy, but also for your mind. Having the right amount of levels of B12 really helps your mind function properly, which then results in not headaches and making sure you have lots of energy. So it also has CoQ10. It has a lot of antioxidants. It, as I mentioned, has green tea in it. So this is an amazing stick, and it's really simple. All you gotta do, you take a stick, tear off the top, I start out with just a little bit of water. See, it's only filled up to here. You put the contents of the stick in here. See how it's starting to fizz up? And then if it's in a glass or a cup, you can take a spoon and stir it up. If it's in a bottle, shake it up. Okay, now, because it's starting to fizz up, you've got to be very careful when you let it go, because it's gonna, you hear it. Ooh, sounds good. And there you go. There is your energy fizz stick in a bottle. And I would typically add more water at this point, but now it's like an energy shot. And it's really good. It tastes like a strawberry Jolly Rancher. Very good. So that is one of my favorites, to be able to help out with energy. If you want more information about this, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to get you in touch with how to get this. Great, great product. It comes in a box of 30. So if you use one a day, it's a 30-day supply. They have different flavors. There's citrus, there's pomegranate, there's strawberry. There was limited time, there was a watermelon. I'm really hoping that it comes back. They had a blood orange and another like champagne, pink champagne flavor. Great, great, great for your energy. Use it when you need to go to like an event or go out at night. You know, put it into a reusable water bottle, shake it up and take it with you. Some people will also, will also mix it with maybe their favorite liquor and use this as a cocktail to still get that energy. But the great thing about that is that it doesn't give you a headache. So the energy fizz sticks help you with not getting a headache. Little tip. So anyway, that is my favorites that I'm going to share with you. I did pull off some information online in regards to Arbonne and the fizz sticks. So I do have lots of information about it. Let me know if you want to get some. I'll be more than happy to get you some. It's amazing and a total game changer. Total game changer. So that is my favorites today that I'm sharing with you. What are something that, I don't know, something's your favorite? What do you like? Maybe it's a product, maybe it's a service, maybe it is just something that you like to do. Please share with me. I'd love to hear what's going on with you. So thank you again for listening and being here with Positive Talk with Kari. As I mentioned, this is an opportunity just to sit back, listen to a few positive words, a positive daily message in regards to something that is going on probably in your life. And definitely is going on in a lot of people's lives right now. But it's a great opportunity just to interact with me, ask questions, leave comments in regards to my message. And then if you want to talk further afterwards, I am available as a life coach to be able to help you with either being just a good listener or being able to really work with you through some of the challenges that you are facing. So thank you again. Have a happy Tuesday, and I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central. And tomorrow we are going to be discussing how to surround yourself with positive people. Important thing to do. So thank you again for joining, and have a blessed day. Be kind, be safe, and love one another.